Nearly every time you place a bet online, Gibraltar, this tiny country in the south of Europe, gets richer. Why? Because the biggest online betting companies in the world today, from William Hill to Betfred, are currently based in Gibraltar, and that reality is generating billions of dollars for this tiny country. So let's put that into perspective. Because the world's largest online gambling companies are based in Gibraltar, online gambling as an industry contributes about 25% of Gibraltar's GDP every year, and that translates to nearly $1 billion per year. Now, with millions of people betting every day on sports from the biggest leagues in the world through these online gambling and online betting platforms, for Gibraltar, that contribution to GDP is only going to go up. But then there's also the impact on employment and the labor force. Online gambling as an industry employs about 10% of the population in Gibraltar, making the industry the largest employer in Gibraltar after the local government. And this growing local labor force means building new residential and commercial properties like hotels, offices, and hospitality venues to accommodate the growing workforce and their needs. So each time you place a bet with one of these online gambling or online sports betting websites, there's a good chance that you're literally funding the economy of Gibraltar. So there's an obvious question here we need to answer. Why exactly are the world's biggest online gambling companies based in this tiny country that's wedged between Spain and the northern borders of Morocco? The answer comes down to three things: taxes, and more taxes. The reason Gibraltar is the betting capital of the world today is because it has made it easy for betting companies to set up businesses in the country. For starters, Gibraltar offers incredibly attractive tax rates for online gambling companies. The corporate tax rate is only 10%, compared to mainland UK, where these gambling companies can expect to pay up to 19%. And if that wasn't enough, then Gibraltar also doesn't charge a capital gains tax or value-added tax. So basically, Gibraltar is a classic tax haven for these online gambling companies. But then again, offering business-friendly taxes wouldn't mean much if companies cannot operate, which is why Gibraltar's licensing system ensures that it is super easy to do so. Setting up a gambling business in Gibraltar requires a license from the gaming regulator, and getting this license comes down to two things: presenting a sound business case and successfully conducting due diligence on major shareholders and the board of directors. Once those two things are done, online gambling businesses can kickstart their operations. And it goes without saying that compared to most countries, this is a much simpler process. And that is by design. Because with online gambling companies contributing 25% of the country's GDP, the government of Gibraltar wants to make it easy for these companies to come in and operate. But despite this seemingly easy process, Gibraltar is also known for having a well-regulated online gambling industry, which means companies are not just benefiting from a tax-friendly system, they are also operating in a country that's actually respected for its strong regulation of online gambling. Now, another reason online gambling companies are setting up shop in Gibraltar is what you can call the compounding effect. With online gambling being the biggest private sector employer in the country, there are deep levels of expertise in the local labor force, which is an extra incentive for online gambling companies to set up shop there. So essentially, Gibraltar has become for online gambling companies what Switzerland is for rich people looking to stash their wealth. But here's an important point to note. The government of Gibraltar isn't the only one positioning its country as a haven for online gambling companies. 1,000 miles to Gibraltar's east, Malta has also created a super friendly business environment for online gambling. And just like in Gibraltar, the online gambling industry is a major contributor to Malta's GDP, as several major international companies like Bet365 have established their operations in the country to take advantage of the favorable business environment. But Gibraltar stands out, giving the dominance of online gambling companies in its economy, which gives it the unofficial title of being the online gambling capital of the world. And here's the thing, Gibraltar might just be getting started. Because after decades of online sports betting being restricted to European, African, and Asian markets, sports betting is finally taking off in the US, the world's most lucrative market. After a 2018 Supreme Court ruling on the legality of sports betting, it is now legal in over 35 states, meaning that the potential market size for these Gibraltar-based online sports betting companies has just gotten insanely bigger. And for Gibraltar, that can only be a good thing. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this, then of course give the video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe as well. That really helps the channel grow. And of course, watch this video next.